Hello everyone, my name is Jacqueline and welcome back. Today I'll be going through and doing a more spoilery kind of review for all of my top 12 books that I love. So, if you have read them and you want to hear my thoughts and spoilery review, then keep watching. If you haven't read them and don't want to know any spoilers, I suggest you click off because I will probably be going into more detail than I have to because my brain just gets distracted and goes off on tangents constantly. Anywho, we've got the Hive trilogy again. All of them are going to be again. Okay, so the Hive trilogy. We've got Charlie, who's the main character. She's a badass bitch. And it's hard to get my brain out of non-spoiler mode, or less spoiler mode, whatever the last video was, since it's the same day and I just changed shirts to try and trick you all. Anyway, so Charlie is an Ash, which is a half vampire, half human. And so far they've only been male. They are the products of vampire-human reproduction. And only the male sperms survive when you become a vampire. Or only the male sperms survive when you become a vampire. So you can't get pregnant as a female vampire, and you can't have a female Ash until Charlie, and they've got to figure out why she's the only female Ash and what that means. So in this book, she competes to join, because there's only a select amount of spots in the compound. She has to compete in order to, I guess, earn her spot in the compound where the vampires and the Ash all live together. She meets Ryder there, and he is an Ash as well. He is a security officer, I guess, and he's like the best of the best, the most badass, and the most attractive, because obviously he's the love interest. Why would there be someone more attractive than him in these books? Whatever, I'll just leave the dog hairs in there. Anyway, so in the first book, it's all about her earning her place, and when she does, she starts to make friends there, and starts to figure out a little bit more that she's in more danger than she thought she would be. A lot of people don't like her there because she is what she is. They feel threatened by her. They feel like she is going to be the downfall of the vampire world, and she is. Because she wasn't born the same way that normal Ash are born. Normal Ash, a human woman is impregnated by a vampire male, and then you get an Ash baby who is a male. Her mom was already pregnant with her, a human baby, but the pregnancy was so early on, and she had gotten attacked by some vampires, and another vampire saved her. And when this vampire saved her, his blood got in her wounds and entered the baby's bloodstream and changed the baby DNA and made Charlie an Ash. Oh, something I should probably tell you. You don't become an Ash until you're 25. So you're just a regular human, and then the gene, the vampire side of your genes kick in, and then you become an Ash. Anyway, so uh, she's different and like was created differently and everything, and they find out that later on in the books, I think it's in the second book, that when she is at a nightclub with Ryder and her friends, that she gets attacked and a vampire bites her because he's like, "What's so special about you? I want to taste your blood." First female Ash. And he bites her, and when he does, Ryder's super pissed because obviously he's got feelings for her. And so he throws the guy, and also what he did was illegal. So he throws him in for an extended sentence because, you know, the feelings. So he gives him an extended sentence in, I don't know if they call it the hole, but it's like a hole underground. It's a hole underground prison where they put people for punishment. And he gets sent there, and then like the female vampire that's like in charge of his because he's like in a certain group of vampires, and she's like in charge of that group. And when she finds out that he's still down there, she's really pissed about it and is like, "Ryder, you need to bring him up right now." And Ryder's like, "Alright, fine, I don't want to because he's not done with the sentence that I gave him for what he did to her. But I'll bring him up because I don't have any other choice to find you as an option." So he goes down to bring the guy back up and release him from his sentence, and finds out that he has been transformed into a human. Which is not good, because now everyone's going to want to kill Charlie if they find out that Charlie's blood is the cure for vampirism. So, Ryder kills him. And Ryder and his friend get rid of the body. And I think that's basically what happens in this book. And then in this book, they're all on the run. Because people might be starting to, I don't really remember. She turned against them because they're all really shitty there. Well, most of them are really shitty in there. And, like, the vampires and stuff. And they're all afraid of her. And I think they're finding out, or at least suspecting, that her blood is the cure for vampirism or something like that. So they all go on the run, Ryder, their friends, and Charlie. And one of their friends takes them to, I think it's Alaska? Like a remote, or no, it's Canada, I think. A remote, like, scientific facility in Canada, where this friend of theirs has been hiding another female Ash for years, protecting her. And she is a scientist, so she helps them develop the cure into, like, little projectile bullets that you shoot into the vampires to cure them. And then they come up with this whole plan, and they get the cure into all of the blood. Like, at the distribution center, where, like, they collect all the blood donations, put them into, like, the bottles and stuff, and ship them out all across the country and all across the world. And they get the cure in there so that when these people get their blood, they drink the blood, and then they get the cures. And it's not going to solve everything, it's not going to cure everyone, because the lower vampires don't get the fresh blood, only the, like, higher-ups do. So the higher-ups will all be cured, but then you've got the lower vampires who are drinking older blood that doesn't have the cure in it, so that they don't get cured quite yet. But anyway, that's basically what happens in this book series. Ryder and Charlie are super cute, super adorable, love them together. It's just a good read. Like, the action is just, I love the way things unfold in this book, and the way the fight scenes are written and stuff, and I really enjoy how everything plays out, and I don't really think you're left with any questions at the end. At least I wasn't. And it's just nice. It's just a nice read and really entertaining. Next, we have Crescent City. Crescent City is about Bryce Quinlan. She is a fae in Crescent City, and her dad is the king of one of the districts in Crescent City. But she's like the illegitimate daughter. Well, not illegitimate, because I think her mom was married to him, but then when she got pregnant, like, he didn't know she was pregnant, but he was like, he turned into a jerk and started showing his true colors and then started abusing her, and she realized who he was and how he was and didn't want her unborn child to be born and grow up in that sort of environment, so she ran. Oh. Okay. Siri just dictated all of that. So the mom goes on the run. She meets this guy while on the run and kind of falls for him. And then, but the king is still looking for his missing wife who ran away, and his soldiers find her, and so they go on the run again, and this guy goes with them because the mom and this guy fell in love. And so the three of them go on the run again, and baby Bryce, with her magical powers that she doesn't know she has yet, kills the guys coming after them because not baby Bryce, it's like, I think 4-year-old Bryce. She hears, like, even as a young child, you understand bad things. Maybe not to the full extent, but you understand bad things and you get vibes. And she got some bad vibes from these people, that they were bad people, and she kills them all with her magical powers on accident, but also kind of on purpose. She's trying to save her mom and her stepdad, but she didn't really know what she was doing because she's like 4 years old. Anyway, so that happens. She moves to Crescent City once she grows up, and she's got her best friend Donica and the Pack of Devils, and everything's really great. They're all having fun, they're partying, they're having a great time, and then Donica and the Pack of Devils get slaughtered. That is the best word I can think of for it. They get slaughtered. Bryce comes home that night to her and Donica's apartment and sees the eviscerated remains of all of her friends and her best friend Donica, and kind of starts losing it. And then she hears that whatever did this is still in the apartment, and it takes off running, and she takes off after it because fuck you, bitch. So she goes after it, she fights it, she tries to kill it, but it bites her, and it's got a venomous bite, so the venom starts coursing through her veins because the adrenaline's pumping, her heart's beating really fast, so it's pumping more blood to more places, and, like, she's starting to lose it, and she gets help from one of the angels. She doesn't know who it is, but this angel comes down, and he, like, starts fighting it, or maybe he was already fighting it by the time I don't fucking remember. I think he comes down and starts fighting it once she gets, like, dazed or whatever, but then he gets severely injured and is about to die, like, this thing is about to kill him, and she saves his life. Little does she know that he is, like, the leader of all of Crescent City. He's, like, the head honcho, the big dude on top, and she just saved his life. She doesn't know that because she can't see past all of the blood. I don't think she's ever met or really seen this guy, and she's about to pass the fuck out. She gets interrogated about the crime, and then goes on with her life. It picks up 2 years later. The crime is still unsolved, and Hunt, another angel, and Micah, the big head honcho guy that she saved, come down to talk to her, and are still trying to solve this crime, but they need her help because she was there, she saw some shit, she knows some shit, and she knew Donica better than anyone, and they think that everyone else in the apartment, all of her other friends, were just collateral damage, and Donica was the target for all of it, and, like, the reason that the killer was there. And so they need her help to solve the crime because she knew Donica better than anybody. So she is not happy about helping and doesn't really want to be around Hunt at all or anything. But agrees to help for Donica. And they go through, her and Hunt end up living together because he's got to keep an eye on her and protect her in case whatever it is that killed Donica, or whoever it is that killed Donica, comes back. So he ends up moving into her place, and also so that they can spend more time trying to solve the crime and, like, going over details and stuff. So they move in together, they become friends, they're super cute, like, adorable friendship and stuff, but then they start developing feelings for each other, and then those feelings get stronger, but then he's not allowed to be with her because, like, Micah was into her, and, like, she's hot, and she's, like, kind of a badass, and straight up told Hunt that if, like, because he wanted Bryce, straight up told Hunt at the beginning of, like, his new mission with Bryce, that if he slept with her, he would cut his dick off. So Hunt's like, no, can't do it, but then he's got really strong feelings for her, and she's developing really strong feelings for him, and then they fall in love, and they're super cute, and then she tries to sacrifice herself for him, and he, like, does a whole bunch of cute shit to, like, try and protect her, and the whole thing's just great and wonderful, and then Micah dies at the end because he's a big old douchebag and the bad guy all along. And I think that's all. That's Crescent City. The Coven Academy of Magic. Academy Magic, not of Magic. The Hidden Witch. Okay. So there's the Hidden Witch, the Fallen Witch, the Wild Witch, the Frozen Witch, and the Secret Witch. So in the first book, we find out that Bettina is a witch. She didn't know she was a witch, but her mom put a, like, spell on her so that to change her appearance and to block her magic, to keep her safe, because there was a guy after the whole family. So she doesn't know that she's got a brother, she doesn't know who she is, she doesn't know who her real parents are. Well, I shouldn't say real parents, because the people who raised her are her real parents. I should say that. But her biological parents, the parents who should have raised her, but they were both killed. Anyway, so the book starts off, she doesn't know she's a witch, but she starts, like, developing these powers, and then she starts going to this school. She meets this guy, and, like, he's like, I can't be with you, I've got too much shit going on in my life, like, I literally have to commit a quest. Like, it's a crime. Go on a quest for the Archangel Michael to, like, make up for my family at one point in history stealing Archangel Michael's sword. And he's gonna come down, he's got this quest, I can't be dealing with you right now. But then they just can't stay away from each other. They're constantly drawn to each other, and like they're super cute. But he just keeps pushing her away, and she's just like, I can't keep doing this. So she tries to move on, but she can't move on because he's actually her soulmate. So the pull is always gonna be there, and then like it's this whole big thing. So that's really what happens in the first book. And like I think Jackson's kind of dad, like the teacher at the school who basically raised him because Jackson's been at the school since he was a kid. I think he gets killed in the first book. Maybe it's the second book. I don't remember. It might be the second book. Where does this book even start? Yeah, so at the end of that book, he dies. Everyone thinks Bettina did it. So this book starts off, Bettina's in prison. Jackson is like, I can't believe you would kill, like, you know what he meant to me. Why would you kill him? Why did you kill him? Like, it doesn't make sense. And everyone's like, it doesn't make sense. But she was found with the, like, she was found pulling the weapon out of him, and then the weapon disintegrated, or no. I don't think anyone saw the weapon disintegrate, because he was stabbed, like, in the heart with a piece of bone, and when Bettina took it out, it disintegrated into nothing. And so she was just found with his blood all over her hands and sitting next to his body, and then his body disappeared. Because it was taken by the bad guys. Everyone's super pissed, everyone's super shocked, nobody knows why she would do this, nobody understands, and then she's put on trial, and the trial is judged by the Coven. Like, the leaders of the Coven. No, they're called the Coven, I think. They're, like, the witches that they're the most powerful. They're all assigned to a specific tarot card, and have a specific power that goes along with that. So, like, the Temperance card is Bettina's best friend's dad, is the Temperance card, and he can manipulate emotions. Tegan is the... what is she? I don't remember what she's not the Empress. Her soulmate, Tegan's soulmate, is the Emperor, and he has control over earth, fire, water, and air. And Tegan is the most powerful of all. She's the High Priestess. That's what she is. She's the High Priestess. And then Tegan's little brother is the Hierophant. And he can, like, do divination, see the future and stuff. Anyway, so the Coven is all there to judge Bettina. Bettina's dragged out, and Tegan's like, the fuck you doing with my best friend? And, like, Bettina basically grew up in Tegan's house also, because they were best friends and lived right next door to each other, so they were constantly over at each other's houses. And so, like, her second dad is basically there, and he's like, what are you doing with my other daughter? And, like, Tennessee, Tegan's soulmate, is basically just like, I don't know this bitch, but if my soulmate / girlfriend says that she didn't do it, then she didn't do it. Release her. So they release Bettina, and they go on a quest to, or not really a quest, but they try and figure out who actually killed Timothy, why they killed him, like, what's going on, why they took his body, and all of this stuff. And that's basically what happens in this book. And then, I think in this book, they try to unblock Bettina's magic. And, God, that New York accent comes out sometimes. Bettina's magic. Or is that Southern? I don't know. I've got a weird accent. I've been told I have a weird accent. It sounds like half Arizona, well, not even half, because it's 3 different accents. Wisconsin, New York, and Arizona. whatever. Anyway, in this one, they go try and unblock Bettina's magic. And they do that successfully. And, they find out that she is the Temperance card. No, she's not. She's not the Temperance card. She gets Timothy's card. The card that he had in the coven when he died, which I don't remember what it is, but I know that his magic was ice magic. So she gets that, and she gets the ice magic, and, it's just a whole lot more angst between, like, Bettina and Jackson, because he's still like, I can't be doing this, and she's like, but, like, we can't stay away from each other, and he's like, I can't deal with it right now. And then it's the whole thing. And I think near the end of this book, Jackson gets his soulmate mark. So it's like a tattoo over your heart that, like, as you, like, the more you meet and interact with your soulmate, it, like, grows down your arm, and then it, like, ends up, like, all the way around your hand or something like that. I don't really remember. But anyway, so, like, he gets that. And Bettina doesn't get hers. Little do they know, she still has a little bit of a block on her magic, so it's not that big of a deal. This one, it's all about, they're all on the defense. They are constantly being attacked, the school is constantly under attack, like, they are on the defense now. No longer on the offense, they are struggling hard. And they eventually have to evacuate the school. By the end of this one, Jackson thinks that he has found where his soulmate is and goes looking for her. And that's pretty much all that happens in this book. And then in this book, we find out that he wasn't really sent to find his soulmate. He was sent to protect the someone who's going to be important in the war. Or in a future war or something. Someone who's important. He was sent there to, like, get her to a safe location. Under the guise that maybe she's your soulmate. She's not. Spoiler alert. Bettina is. They are under attack in a huge battle, really struggling, and Bettina's about to die. Her friends are about to die. She looks around. Finally, she, like, has this burst of power, and she just, like, she gets it all gathered up inside her, and she just pushes all the ice out. She freezes all the shadow creatures. She, like, freezes everything except her friends, and she finally completely breaks the block on her magic, which allows her to get the soulmate mark. And then she finds out, finally, the reason they couldn't stay away from each other, the reason they were constantly drawn to each other. Oh, by the way, I forgot. I think this is the book where Jackson goes on his quest. He goes on his quest with Bettina, and he does the whole quest with her for Archangel Michael. We also find out that no, we don't find that out until this book. We find out in this book once they become soulmates or whatever, and then they finally, she breaks the block on her magic, but she still looks the way that she does. She's got the blonde hair, the blue eyes, like, the really pale skin. She still looks like that, so they don't know who she really is yet. And then Tegan, her best friend, as the most powerful of the coven, finally breaks the, rest of everything on her. Like, the rest of the magic spell that her mom put on her, and they find out that she looks exactly like Tennessee, Tegan's soulmate. She's got the same dark black hair, the same tan skin, the same one blue eye, one green eye, and, we find out that her name is really Hope, and that her brother, Tennessee's name, is really Haven. And they have this really sweet, really cute reunion because they finally remember each other and, like, remember that they were brother and sister and everything, and it's just really sweet, really adorable. Everything's wonderful, and they defeat the bad guy. That was a lot longer than the rest of them. Anyway, so how many did I get through? I got through 3 of 12. and this video is a half hour long. And I have no idea how to edit videos. So, sadly, this is where I will end it, since I can't have anything too long, since I don't know how to edit out all of the ums and buts and pauses where I think. So we're just stuck here. I will get out the next video with probably the next 3 as soon as possible. It'll probably be like a few minutes or immediately after, because it'll be like just a little mini series, I guess. Alright, well, if you like this video, then please like it, and leave a comment down below letting me know if you want to hear about my other books. Maybe you want a list of my favorite movies. I don't really know what else I'm going to do yet. Until I get better camera equipment, because I'm filming this on my laptop. I think that's all. Anyway, I'm looking forward to getting to know all of you as my channel grows. I hope you all have a great day. Bye. Whoops.